Yes. So how many data types I was telling you about yesterday? We said we have the primitive data types, and I told you that in Java, totally there are 8 primitive data types that are classified into 4 categories. So the 4 categories what we discussed about integers, and under the integers, the 4 data types what I told you: byte, short, int, and long. So these are the data types I was telling you about in integers. Then I discussed about real numbers. So the second category is my real numbers. So as I said, real numbers storing any sort of fractional or decimal values like your salary, like an average. So that kind of data I'm going to be storing in a real number. So data types float and double. Yes, and the third category was single character. So under a single character, I said only one data type, which is my char, and we saw about the Boolean type. So under the Boolean type, again only one data type, which is Boolean. So these were the 4 classifications and all the data types that are present in that category. And yesterday, if I remember right, I also told you about the memory occupancy. So how much of Yes, so how much of memory is going to be occupied by each and every data type of this category? And then we discussed about variables, how to create our variables. So let us continue our session from there onwards. So this is a recap of our previous session. Now, I have a question for you. Okay, now this is my question. Can you have a look at this and let me know which are valid in this? Which are the Boolean declarations are valid in this? You can either say, or if you feel more comfortable, you can also message in the chat. So let us call this as ABCD. So whichever you think is valid, you can just give the numbers.
Yeah, it's valid.
Okay.
It's valid.
So which of the statements are valid and which are invalid? I would like everyone to kindly put a reply in the chat or give a reply. Okay. Right. So as you were saying, so one thing we have to understand here very carefully, that is true and false. These two are what we call as keyword literals. We call them as keyword literals. So literals in the sense nothing but constant values. Constant values are what we call as the term literals. So these are called as keyword literals. That is, they are part of my keyword. And see how they are given always in lowercase letters. So when you give it in uppercase letters, it will generate a compilation error. So point number one, you cannot make use of it inside with a capital case. So let us try with the first one. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it. So let me select the programming language. I will increase the font size. 1 second. Yes. So then, of course, our main method. Then I'm just writing this and I'm going to execute this. So when I execute the statement, see what happens. it is going to give me an error. It is a compilation error. It says cannot find the symbol true. That is the one with a capital T. It is not able to find that symbol at all. Right now, if I change it to a small case and run this program, you will not be seeing any output because there is no print statement. But yes, of course, there is no error also. So that is the reason why the second one is not valid. Now, coming to the third one, coming to the third statement, again, this is going to generate an error for us. The reason, anything that is given within double quotations, it is considered as a string and not as a boolean value. So data type is not matching. What I am giving within double quotes is a string. So I should actually write here in this place as string, but I am writing it as boolean. So again, there is a mismatch. So if you so remember, I already told you, Java checks the program once at compilation time also, then but running time also. At running time, my bytecode verifier is verified. At running time, I mean at compilation time, my syntax error is checked. So again, when I run this, see what it says. Incompatible data types, incompatible types. String cannot be converted to Boolean. So what I'm having here is Boolean. What the value I'm giving is a string. Hence, there is a mismatch. Now, look at the fourth option. The fourth option, I am saying b is equal to 0. Now, there is another thing you have to understand. There are certain programming languages like my C, my C++, my Python, where Boolean values have number representation. That is, true is always considered as 1 and false is always considered as 0. So number representation for Boolean value, it is available with C language, it is available with C++, it is available in Python, but Java does not support it. We do not have this concept in Java. Hence, this line is also generating an error. So when I say b is equal to 0, what I am coming to say is 0, I think means false. So I am going to assign the value false to b. But my compiler will not be able to understand this. Again, it is going to say incompatible data type because 0 is a whole number and any whole number is always considered as an integer. So it says int cannot be converted to a boolean. Hence, it is again an error for us.
Hello,
Yes.
ma'am. Some persons are not joined yet. They are asking access.
Oh,
I mean,
okay then.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry for the disturbance, ma'am.
No, no, no problem here. Please, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I will just ask them to give a request now. I'm not able to find them in the room. I'll ask them to give a request. Actually, normally I don't have to accept at all because I have done the settings in such a way that it will automatically accept the people. I don't know why it is asking. Okay, let me see if I get any message again. Right. So as I was telling you, so in programming languages like C or C++, we do have a number representation, but this number representation is not available here. So it is not going to, yes, so it is not going to allow me to give values like this. Right. Now, do have a look at this one.
Ma'am, screen is not visible.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not getting any requests at all. Okay. So now the second question is yes. Have a look at these statements also. So here I'm having two statements. So statement number one, there you go. Both of these statements are going to produce a compilation error for me. That I am telling you now itself. Again, it is allowed in other programming languages, but it is not allowed in Java. Okay, people who are little familiar with other programming languages, you may want to try something like this, but Java does not allow you to do that. As I already told you the reason, we do not have number representations. So for example, I have two keywords which is called as if and else. So these two keywords are used for condition testing. So I am going to run a program based on some condition. For example, let us say I am writing a program for voter ID eligibility, that is voting eligibility. So, voting eligibility in the sense, if you are greater than 18 years, program output should be you are eligible to vote. If you are less, then program output should be you are not eligible to vote. That's all. So, I want to write this simple code. For that, I am asking, okay, so you are able to join in, right? Fine. We'll see. Fine. So as I was telling you, yes. So if means you're going to specify the condition following this if keyword. A simple example. Let us say I am creating something like this. Int age is equal to 10. This is the value I'm going to give. Now, how to write my condition? I am going to say something like, yes, I'm going to say something like if is a keyword followed by condition. I want to specify the condition. So what is the condition? I am saying if age is greater than 18. This is the condition I want to give. So if this condition is satisfied or if this condition is true, what should happen? I should be printing. I should be just printing a message. So the message must say that you are eligible to vote or whatever you want to print as the output. So let me just say I'm just giving saying yeah, you are eligible to vote. Okay, if this condition is not true, then what to do? If this condition is true, I'm saying what I need to do. If this condition is not true, what to do should be given in the else part. Else is another keyword which is used to write the code whenever your condition fails, how the program should proceed. That is given in the else part. So what I want to print? I want to print you are not eligible to vote. That's all my program. This is what I want to do. So this is why we are making use of that if and else. So if and else are keyword used for that purpose. Now let me copy this code inside this program. Right. Now if I execute it, that is if I'm when I'm going to run it. See what is the output you are getting. You are not eligible to vote. Why? Because the age is 10. So the condition is failing. So whenever the condition fails, then automatically whatever you are writing in the else, only that will be executed. If will never be executed. Now, when I am writing age, I am saying age is 20. Now, 20 is greater than 18. So it's a number which is bigger than 18. So now when I run this code, see, whatever I have given in this if, that is getting executed for me. So this is the simple if else. So based on a condition, I want a part of my program to get executed. And if the condition fails, I want another part of my program to get executed. Then this is the simple form I will be using. Now, as I told you, there are programming languages. There are programming languages which accepts, okay, which is going to accept true or false value as number representations, that is as zeros and ones. For example, I told you C programming. So the same code, if I am trying to attend in C programming, it will give me an output, it will generate an output, but it is not going to work in Java. Now look at this code. I now told you what is if else. Now coming to this code snippet, what we have, I am saying x is equal to 0. So now I am saying if of x. If of x. Normally, as I said, if we are working in C language, this code will work. Why? Because 0 means false. So if of false, I am saying the condition is false. So automatically it will go to the else part. So, but in Java, since this is not there, again, this is going to generate an error for us. It is not going to get accepted. When I try to run this, this is also going to generate the same error what I got the previous time. It is just going to say incompatible data types. It is not allowed. So when I run this code, see what is the error I'm getting. So if of this number types I cannot use. Same way here also. While is another keyword which we will discuss later what it is doing. But again, I wanted to tell you this code also is going to generate an error. Again, number representations, it cannot be done. So this is the most important point you have to remember when dealing with Boolean values. So whenever we are having Boolean, we should either write true or we should write false. That's it. Right. Now coming to the other data types. We already discussed when you have to go for floats. So float we will go whenever we want to store any fractional or decimal values. Now float, I told you two types. One is float, one is double. Two keywords are available for me. Now why am I having two different things? Because float will occupy only 4 bytes of memory. So based on how bigger number I want to store. If I want to store a big floating point number, I will go for double. If I want to store a normal, smaller floating point number, I will be going for the float itself. So these are the two data types that is there to store my floating point values. Now, as I already discussed, char is for a single character, and I told you it occupies 2 bytes. So 2 bytes in the sense 16 bits. Again, we discussed 1 byte is equal to 8 bit. And we already discussed about our variables also. Right now, what we want to go along is A general structure of a Java program. A general structure of how a Java program is going to be. So, point number one, any Java program that we are writing, the first line of code on top should be the name of the package. Should always be the name of the package. Now, package is nothing but folders. We already discussed this. I showed you how to create a package also in NetBeans. So, whenever you're going to create a package, the package name will be coming on top. That means whatever class you are going to create, that class belongs to this package. Now, following the package, we may or may not. It is optional. It is these are not compulsory. What is that optional? You have something called as import statements. Import statements. We are going to be seeing this only next. Import statements are used to import some other files. Let us say, for example, I have another program, another Java program. Inside that program, some functions are available for me. I want to make use of that function. How to use it? Or we can even say a simple thing like that. When we talk about a project, in a project, multiple people will be working together. So assume me and you are working in the same project. I have created one function. You want to make use of that function. How can I share that function with you? So for that only, what we will do is we will use the import keyword. Import, as the name suggests, I'm going to import something in my program. What I'm going to import? I am going to import your file. You would have written that function inside some class, inside some file. So what I will do, I will import your class in my program, and then I will make use of your function present inside that class. That is the purpose of the import statements. Whenever you want to import some other class in our file, so that we can make use of the things that are present inside that class, we will be making use of one keyword which is called as import. So the keyword is called as import followed by the class name. Where is the class present? We have to mention that class name. Right. Now you are already familiar with how to create a class. You're already familiar with how to create a variable. Now all these things, this extends. Extends is another keyword. Extends is another keyword which we will be making use of in inheritance. I already told you about the OOPS concepts. When we were seeing about the OOPS concepts, I told you about inheritance, parent child relationship. I have a parent class, I have a child class. So, how to say for this child class who is the parent with the help of this extends keyword? So, all these things again we will be discussing later, but I'm just telling you a general syntax of how a Java class is going to be like. Then, of course, you have another keyword called as implements. Another keyword called implements, again, which is used on a later half of our program. So now all you need to know is how to create a class, how to create a variable, how to create a main function, and that's it. Okay, that's it. Now we will look at some programs. Let us look at some programs. Okay, yesterday I told you how to create variables of different data types, how to store the value inside that, and how you can print it. Till here is what we were seeing yesterday. Now let us add something to this program. What we are going to do today for our first thing is I am going to add some lines of code to this program. Now there you go. When I run this, when I run this, you so you will be able to see the outputs like this. So I am saying employee information. Then you're saying 52145, you're seeing something, you're having a email ID, you're getting some numbers like this. But what is this data? What is this data? 52145, what is that? Is it an employee ID? Is it his project ID? Is it something else? What it is? That information I'm not saying. How to add that information? That is what we are going to be seeing next. So, what are we going to cover is how to print a variable's value with some messages. I want some messages. I want the variable value to be printed with some messages. So, how to do that? That is what we are going to be seeing next in our program. Okay, let me remove this for now. Right. For doing that, what are we going to use? I am going to make use of one operator called as plus. I am going to make use of something called as plus. Plus operator. That is, say for example, I have a variable like this. I have a variable like this. Okay, I am having like this. So let us say int eid is equal to 1025. Now, when I say system dot out dot println eid, so what will be the output? 1025. So definitely I will be getting an output. Output will be 1025. But I don't know what is this 1025. It's just a number for me. When the output is displayed, it's only a partial information. It is not a complete information. I want the output to be displayed like this. Employee ID is 1025. I want this as my output. I don't want only this number. I want this message along with this number. So how to get this done? That for that only I am going to be making use of my plus operator. Plus operator is going to do the work of concatenation. It is going to be doing the work of concatenation. What do you mean by concatenation? Joining. Joining. It is used for the purpose of joining. That is, have you seen our house plumbing works? Like from the tank, water tank, which is there in my terrace. From there, the water has to come to my kitchen. So how the flow is going to come? How to bring that? I will use some pipe. So from my water tank to my kitchen, it is not a straight route. It will be coming, taking some turns and all and come. So my pipe also should be like that. It should be having bends. So in order to connect the bended items, we use joints. That is what is going to happen in our programs also. I am going to make use of joints to concatenate or to put together two set of data. Now, what are the two set of data I am having? Employee ID is. This is one message. 1025. This is another data. I want this employee ID is. This is one message. 1025. That is this variable's value. This is another piece of data. I want these two informations to be joined together. How to do that? With the help of the plus operator. Now, let us take system.out.println. Now, I already told you one thing. I hope you guys remember. Whatever you write within double quotes is going to get printed as it is in the output window. So what I'm going to do, I am saying employee ID is. I am putting this like this inside a print statement. Now when I run this, see what happens. Let me remove all this. I am putting this. Now, when I execute this file, see what is the output I'm getting. employee ID is. So whatever you are giving within the double quotes. So whatever you have given within the double quotes is actually getting printed out for me in the output stream. So now, along with this, what needs to come? This employee ID has to come. So what I'm going to do after is I need a space. That is after is one space should come. So give that space also. So employee ID is give that space. Now what are we going to do? I want to have this. This variable's value should come here. So use my plus operator. I told you plus is for joining, concatenation. So what has to join? This variable's value. So mention the variable name here. So what will happen? With this data, whatever is the value stored inside this variable will be joined together. So now when I run this, look at the output I'm getting. This is how I am going to design my output. So not if I just give the variable name, it will just print the value. So whatever is the value inside that variable, it is just going to print that value alone. But now, but now when I give this message on the variable name, it is much more meaningful. So let us try the other ones also. So now let me take this. I'm just going to copy this. Now I'm saying employee name. Employee name is. So the name is stored under which variable? This variable. So give that variable here. So give that variable name here. Now again, run it and see. See what happens. Employee name is, and then along with this, the value stored within that variable is concatenated, is joined in together. So like this, we can do for all the things. So now let us go with the third data. The third data is for salary. So I'm saying employee is drawing salary of rupees. Following the rupees, I want that value to be printed. So I'm just going to give like this. So like this, message is your choice. How you want to design this message, that is your choice. So whatever you want, you can give it over there. Now, next one. I'm just saying for the email ID, I'm saying something like this. You can reach me at. So I'm saying you can reach me at, then I'm giving the email ID. So email ID stored inside this variable. So let us take this variable name and concatenate it. Okay, now for gender. So like this, you can keep on adding whatever message you want. So I'm just going to simply give only one thing. I am saying gender. Gender is then whatever is there in that variable. Okay, then marital status. So I'm going to say married. I'm asking a question mark. Okay, now marital status. Done. So I have printed all the details. So now when I run this program, see how it is coming. So employee ID is, so now I know what this number is actually. So employee name. Employee is drawing a salary of so and so. So he can reach the employee at this email ID. So gender of the employee is F. So I am representing it as female. Now married, false. So like this, the data is becoming more meaningful. That is the purpose of the plus operator or my concatenation operator. So what it is going to do, with some information, I want to join the value of a variable. Hence, I'm going to be doing it like this. Right, now, let us try one more. Let me try one more statement. I'm going to create another new class. I am going to give the name as program underscore 2. That is the name of the file I'm going to be giving. Now, as I said, all these are comments. So it's not required. If you want, we can delete all this. Now, see what I'm doing. Of course, main function. I need to have the main function. Now, I'm creating two variables. I'm saying int a is equal to give some values. So I'm saying int b equals to give some value. Now I'm saying int c is equal to a plus b. So I'm going to add the value of this variable and this variable, and the sum I'm going to store it inside C. Now look I'm doing how I'm printing the output. Look at the way I'm going to concatenate the output. I am saying a, okay, a plus look at this concatenation. Can you guess how the output is going to be printed? So first I am printing the value of a. See, I'm not putting this inside double quotes. If you give inside double quotes, it's just going to print a in the output window. No, I don't want that. I am giving the variable name a. So it is going to print the value 25 here. So how is the output going to be designed here? I'm writing this inside a comment. So it is a non-executable statement. So first value of a. What is the value of a? 25. After that, what is joined along with this value? The plus symbol. So whatever you give within double quotes will be printed in the output window. So it is going to give a space. So one space. Then it is going to give the plus symbol. Then one more space. So one more space. After that, it is going to join the value of B. So what is the value of B? 874. So this will be joined here. So after joining this, again, what is the next to join? One space, then equal to, then again another space. So with this, what is going to be joined? The value of C. That is, I'm going to add these two, and that added value is going to be printed here. So run this. See how the output is coming. So how you want to join the data and how you want your output to be formatted is entirely your choice. So for doing that, we are going to be making use of the plus symbol. And that is what we are doing here. Right now, let us look into few more programs now. So we know how to format our output. Now let us go into some programming. Okay, now, yeah. I want to compute the area of a circle. This is the given program for me. Compute the area of a circle. Right. So what are the variables I require for that? So area of the circle, the formula is pi r squared. That is the formula that we will be using to compute the area of a circle. So pi r, I need two values. I need the value of pi. I need the value of r. R is nothing but my radius. So what I'm going to do, I am creating first all the variables. I am creating the variables of the double data type. That is, I am saying the data may be having a fractional value also. So I'm going to create the data of the double data type. Now, pi, one variable, r, one variable. What is this a? A is for the area. I'm going to find the area. I'm going to get a result. Where to store that result? Result is going to be stored inside this a. So how to do it? First, I'm giving the value of r, which is nothing but my radius. So I'm saying 10.8. Then I'm going to give the pi value. Pi value, I'm saying an approximate value. You know, pi is a very long thing. It is never ending. So I cannot give the value completely like that. So I'm just going to say approximately. So 3.1415. So or 16. You're rounding off and I'm giving something like this. Now, how to compute? I am saying A is equal to pi r squared. R squared means what? R into r. So that is what I'm doing. So here the multiplication operator is our star symbol. So I'm saying whatever is the value of pi into the value of r into the value of r. Now the result, whatever this answer is going to get calculated and the value is going to stored inside A. I want to print A. How to print A? I want to print a meaningful message. So I am saying area of the circle is. Then I am concatenating the value of A along with this message. So let us execute this. Okay, I'm just going to copy this code and I'm going to execute this program. Let us try with our instructs. Right, there you go. I'm just running. See what is the output I'm getting. You can change, you can give different values. Let me say value of radius is 5. I'm giving a number. See what happens. So whatever you're going to give the radius is, according to that, the area is going to get calculated for us. That is pi r squared, the formula is going to be applied and output is going to be produced for me. So a very, very simple program. But this is how I will make use of the double. So wherever I want accurate data, round off to the exact digits, then I will make use of the double, because double always helps me to calculate the data very accurately. So let us say 15.256. Now again run this. See how is my data coming. So this is the advantage of my double. So after the decimal dot, see, remember, this is my double number. That is a fractional number. So a fractional number also consists of two parts. Whatever is there before this dot, this is a whole number. Whatever comes after the dot, that is the decimal dot. That is my fractional part. Right. With a double data type, the fractional part you can round off up to 12 to 14 digits. That is, after the decimal dot, you can get up to 12 or even 14 digit number. So that is the speciality of my double. Right now, coming to the other data types, I want to show you one of the char. Char, a very, very useful data type for us is our char. Now, let us try to understand how the char data type works. First thing, I am creating the variables values like this. I am saying char C1, C2, C3, C4. Four variables I am creating. You remember this I told you? You can create multiple variables in a single statement, but all the variables will be of the same data type. So here C1, C2, C3, C4, all are char data type. Now I am assigning the values also for it. Again, remember what I told you. Whenever you're going to specify the value for char, it has to be given within single quotations. So whenever you're giving a string value, it should be within double quotations. Whenever you're giving a single character value, it should be enclosed within single quotations. Like this. So I'm saying C1 is equal to A. Okay, valid. C2 is equal to F, small case. Yes, valid. You remember I told you alphabets, numbers, special characters, anything. It can be anything. So here C3 is equal to, I'm saying the dollar sign. Okay, C4 is equal to, I'm giving 8, a digit. But remember, whatever it is, you have to give within your single quotation because it is of the char data type. Don't give directly 8. No, you are going to give it within quotations. Now, if I want to print the values, what will I do? Forget about this first. If I want to print the value, what am I going to say? I'm going to say system dot out dot println. I'm just going to say value of C1 is equal to, then concatenate with the variable. So now when I run this, see what? Okay, sorry, I did not give the semicolon. Yes, now let us run this. See what is the value coming. So if I want to print the value, I'm just going to directly give it. That's it. Now, But look at what I have done here. Look at what I have done here. Let us go with the first one. I am saying C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus C4. I am adding everything together. Now, how does the adding works? Let me take it like this. So let me take it like this. Int sum is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus C4. Now, when I run this, see what is the output I'm getting. Then I'll tell you how we are getting this output. See what is that I'm getting. I am getting 259. See what are the things that is adding? Capital A plus small f plus the dollar sign plus the digit 8. When I add everything together, I am getting 259. How am I coming up with this number? So to understand this, you have to know about one concept which is called as ASCII. ASCII. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This is the full form of this term ASCII. That is the first character of each and every word. ASCII. ASCII. So American Standard Code for Information Interchange. What is this ASCII? So ASCII is an encoding format. Please remember, ASCII is an encoding format. Now, what is this encoding format and why is it necessary? Now, we all know one thing. Computer can understand only zeros and ones. Right. So now you are writing the program. You are giving the instructions. I am saying C1 is equal to A. What is that A? How to make my computer understand what is that A? A is a character. You and me can understand A, but how to make my computer understand A? So what they have done is they have given one number representation for all the characters present in our keyboard. All the characters present in the keyboard. So the keyboard that we are using to type our programs, each and every character, that is each and every key present in the keyboard is having one number representation. That number representation is what we call as ASCII. For example, I said capital A, capital A. How do you type capital A? Using the keyboard, right? So capital A is equal to 65. The ASCII number given to that capital A is 65. When I type small a, the ASCII number given to the small a is 97. So when you're having a capital casing, different numbers, lower casing, different numbers for special characters. So you have so many special characters. Each and every special characters have a different ASCII values. For example, my dollar sign, my dollar sign ASCII number representation for that is 36. For the number 0, the number representation is 48. Like this, for each and every character, even for the enter button, for the space, for the function keys, for each and everything, one number representation is there. Now, why have they given this number? Numbers can be converted to binary. When I have a number, I can convert that into binary. Binary is what? Zeros and ones. Zeros and ones is what my computer will understand. Okay, let us take first this A. I am saying A is equal to 65. So what they will do? 65 divided by 2. Why am I dividing it by 2? Because binary. Binary is only base 2. Zeros and 1. It is our base 2. So that is why I am going to divide it by 2. So 65 I am going to divide it by 2. So how many times it is going to go? So what is the reminder I am going to be getting? That is what my main thing is. Whenever you're performing any binary, that is, you're going to convert a number into a binary value, we are going to be dealing with the reminders. So 65, when I convert, so 32, so I will be getting 32. And what is the reminder I'm going to be getting? I'm going to be getting as 1. That is the reminder I will get. Okay, now next time, 32 again divided by 2. What is the reminder you're going to be getting? That is the next step what you're going to be doing. So here I am going to, next number I will get is 16. 32 divided by 2. It's a clean division. There is no reminder. So 0. Next to 16. So 16 divided by 2. You have to keep on going until you have broken down to the last number. So 16 divided by 2. So again, break it. What is that you're going to be getting? So again, there is no reminder because it is a clean division, but you are going to be getting as 8. Number is 8. It goes 8 times. Again, 8 divided by 2. Divide 8 by 2. So again, it is going to go 4 times, and there is no reminder here also. Okay, it is going to go 4 times. So again, 4 divided by 2. Keep on doing this until you are broken down completely. So 4 divided by 2, it will go 2 times. Again, no reminder. So 2 divided by 2. So what you're going to do? 2 divided by 2. So that will go 1 time. So again here also no reminder. So this is the final value we are getting because more I can't divide because 1 has become lesser than 2. So I can't divide any further. So this is the division answer I'm getting. So for a binary, what you have to do? Bottom to top approach. Please remember, whenever you are taking it as a binary, you are going to have bottom to top approach. That is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. You have to go from bottom to top. So this is the binary value of the 65. So A means this. A number given is 65. And how will my computer understand? With this number. Zeros and ones. This is what is happening in the background to all the programs that you are writing. This is what my compiler is doing. Breaking your code into zeros and ones. How it is doing it? Based on the ASCII values. So like this for each and every number, computation is done. And the zeros and ones is what is fed into my computer. That is what it is understanding. So this is what is happening here. So when I say C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus C4, C1's ASCII value, that is ASCII value of A, which is 65, plus C2's ASCII value, that is F. What is the ASCII value of small f? That is 102. So please remember here, I told you capital A is 65. Upper what is capital B going to be? 66. Capital C, 67. It's always going to be continuous. So like this, it is going to keep on going until Z. Until Z. Z will have the value as 90. 26 alphabets. So Z is going to have the value as 90. Same way, small a, 97. Upper small b, 98. Then small c, 99. Like that, again, it is going to keep on going until Z. Until your Z. Z will have the value as 122. This is how my ASCII values will be present. So that is what is happening here in the background. Please remember, whenever you use the plus operator, that is whenever we try to perform any arithmetic operation on a char data type, what will happen? Internally, the char will take the ASCII value and the arithmetic addition will be done based on the ASCII value. So ASCII value of the dollar sign 36, ASCII value of the digit 8 56. So all of this added together 259 is the output that you are going to be getting. That is what came here also for us. Right, so this is how your char data type will be working. Please remember, each and every data type is different. Each and every data type has its own speciality. So this is how my char will be working. Now, let me tell you one more thing. Let me show you one more thing. Right, I am saying now, let us take all this out. I have only one variable, which is my C1. Value of C1 is A. Now I am saying C1 plus plus. I'm just saying C1 plus plus. Now what is this plus plus? Please remember plus plus. Plus plus means whatever is the current value of that variable, increment it by 1. Increment the value by 1. Always 1, never more than 1. Please remember that always the data will be incremented by 1 and never more than 1. So whatever is the value of C1, C1 plus plus means increment the value of C1 by 1. Now I am printing C1. So let me say I am printing C1 before and I am printing C1 after. Here I am saying C1 is equal to A. After assigning the value, I am printing it. Then I am saying plus plus. Then I am printing it again. Run this code. See what is the output you're getting. So as I said, ASCII value of C1 is 65. So when I say C1 plus plus, that is increment the value by 1. What is happening? It is becoming 66. What is 66 equivalent to? B. That is why it is printing B for us. Now you say like this, C1 plus 25. Whatever is the value of C1, C1 plus 25. Now I am running this code. Sorry, C1 is equal to C1 plus 25. See what is the output I'm going to get? See what is the output I'm going to get? It says incompatible data type. See, it was working when I used plus plus, but it is not working now. When I say C1 plus 25, it is not moving. But when I say C1 plus plus, at that time, when I was incrementing by 1, it was very well working for me. Why? That is what we are going to be seeing next. So now, see here. Yes. Again, let us try the same one. After printing the value of C1, once again, run it. See what it says. So this is how I will be making use of my char data type. Right. So I showed you about the double data type. I showed you about the char data type. And of course, we already discussed a lot about our Boolean data type. So at the starting itself, I told you all the things that you need to know about the bool data type. What are the do's and what are the don'ts in a Boolean?